Welcome back, history adventurers, to Unlikely Connections. Today, we are heading off on a cosmic quest. Our challenge, to connect a yummy glass of chocolate milk to someone playing golf on the moon. Sounds tricky, I know, but trust me, I think we can do it. Our story begins with a delicious drink many of us enjoy, chocolate milk. But do you know where this delightful treat came from? Well, first we should find out where chocolate comes from, a plant called cacao. And the people of Jamaica, a country in the Caribbean, were mixing shavings of cacao with boiled milk and cinnamon as far back as 1494. That's over 500 years ago. In the 1700s, an Irish botanist, which is an expert in plants, named Hans Sloane, was in Jamaica and he liked what he saw and brought the recipe back to England with him. Now, Hans Sloane wasn't just a plant-loving, chocolate-drinking Irishman, he was also a doctor and collector of books, manuscripts, drawings, and other curiosities. Among some of the jobs he had during his life was being the president of the Royal Society. The Society, which is still around today, promotes science and learning and has had many well-known members over the years, including Isaac Newton, Marie Curie, and Albert Einstein. But our next connection is another president of the same society, Joseph Banks. Joseph Banks was a well-known naturalist who was president of the Royal Society for over 40 years. Banks is best known for his trip with Captain James Cook to explore what is now Australia. The ship they travelled on was the HMS Endeavour. What does the HMS stand for, you ask? It is either His Majesty's ship or Her Majesty's ship, depending on if a king or queen is in charge of England at the time. Joseph Banks and Captain Cook sailed around on the HMS Endeavour from 1768 to 1771. They went all around the world, making maps and documenting new species of plants and animals, including the kangaroo. Banks and Cook became really famous after their trip, but the Endeavour was pretty much forgotten. But many years later, something else was given the name Endeavour, inspired by Joseph Banks and Captain Cook and their amazing voyage. And it was involved in the Apollo 15 mission to the moon. Apollo 15 was the 9th crewed mission to the moon and shot up into the cosmos in 1971. The mission was focused on scientific exploration, which is why they chose to name their command and service module after the Endeavour. The Apollo 15 astronauts were the first to use a lunar rover, a little moon buggy, allowing them to get around much easier. One of the crew also brought along something for an unplanned experiment. Which brings us to our final, rather funny connection. During the Apollo 15 mission, Commander David Scott took out a collapsible golf club and 2 golf balls that he had smuggled aboard. With the low gravity and no air resistance on the moon, he swung and watched the balls travel incredible distances across the lunar landscape. This was the first and only time golf has ever been played on the moon. Mission accomplished. Our connections are complete, from the origins of chocolate milk, through botanist and Royal Society President Hans Sloane, the adventures of Joseph Banks on the HMS Endeavour, the cosmic journey of the Apollo program, we made it all the way to playing golf on the moon. Who knew all this could be linked by a fascinating chain of historical events and human curiosity? Join us next time on Unlikely Connections for another surprising trip through history. Until then, keep those historical connections brewing.